Welcome to the Minds of the Morbid. We come from all walks of life, but all have one thing in common: our love of horror. We will be giving you our reviews and insight into the genre you all know and love. Join us as we dissect horror movies, old and new, from commentaries, movie trivia, franchises, underground indie, or even mainstream, along with some surprise hits. We've got you covered. So come along and join our morbid minds. You'll fit right in.
Hello, and welcome to our first episode of Minds of the Morbid, the show where we talk about anything and everything horror. And our first episode, we're going to talk about the entire Child's Play franchise because Cult of Chucky was just released this month, the latest in the franchise. But first, some introductions are in order.
I am Lacy Liu, your guru of everything and all things of the Scream franchise. So if you have a trivia question or anything in regards to that, I'm pretty much your girl. Other than that, I love anything horror, almost, obviously, except for the new It, which I'm sure we'll discuss at some point later on down since I'm like in the 1 percentile that hated that fucking movie. It fucking blew. But yeah, it just fucking blew.
Trust me, we're going to have an episode all about that. So,
and it's going to be 3-on-1. I look forward to that.
Trust me, when we have a Rob Zombie episode, it'll also be 3-on-1 because I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that loves his films.
I hated it as well.
Really?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so it's 2 against 2. Okay.
I'm Charlie. I write for pophorror.com. Favorite movie is Return of the Living Dead, and I love indie horror. That's pretty much it.
I am Chris Prevo. I am an avid horror fan. Wait,
that's how you pronounce your last name?
Well, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Prevo.
Mother. I thought it was pronounced Prevost.
No.
Same.
That's because you're all Americans.
I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's cool. Whatever. I can just switch back to Raul Duke if that makes it easier for everybody.
I thought that was your name at first, too.
That's So does all my Uber drivers because I never switched it off my Uber account, which I always remember only when I get in the car. Avid horror movie fan and admin or one of the admins for All Things Horror, the Facebook page, best Facebook horror page on Facebook.
No doubt.
Favorite movie? Halloween 1978. Hands down. We can argue about it all night long.
We probably will someday.
We'll do it. Yeah. Awesome.
Okay, and my name's Karli Lawson. You probably know me on social media as Karli Ray. And I wanted to start this podcast since January. It's now October. So everybody stay tuned next year for episode 2, because that is how much I procrastinate. And I also write for pophorror.com, and so does Lacy. She forgot to mention that. And Horror Geek Life, who also has another podcast, which is pretty awesome. And my favorite horror film of all time is also Scream. So I just love the whole franchise. All right. So first question. When people ask you why you love horror films, what do you usually tell them?
I'll start this one off. It's probably, what do I tell them? I tell them, why don't you? That's more of a question. Always find it good to answer a question with a question. But no, I don't know. I find it's like it's a genre that has the most to do with the least possible resources, and it shows the true art form of someone. The way that they can come up with things on the fly just to get their movie done. And it has a strange dichotomy to comedy, which is why once the horror aspect starts going down, the comedy aspect kind of starts making its climb. And it's the best I find when they meet in the middle. But yeah, I think it's one of the most purest genres out there. There's no bullshit behind it.
Yeah, see, like, what I say, like, when people ask me, is because it has every other type of genre of any other movie in it. It's got romance, it's got comedy, it's got horror, it's got sci-fi. Every type of, other movie you can find in a fucking horror movie.
Exactly. Yeah.
Totally agree.
Yeah, I kind of am right there with Lacy. The emotions you can feel during a horror movie are so varied. You could laugh, you can cry, you can be pissed off, you can be scared, and how many other types of movies can you go through all that, in one movie? So that's really it for me.
Yeah, that's a good point.
For me, like, I think that horror is the most creative genre out there. Like, just like, it really, like, gives people the opportunity to just go insane with their imagination. Like, they can do anything with it. Like, I don't know, they turned a snowman into a serial killer, and they also turned a gingerbread man into a serial killer, and I think that's hilarious. And, like, just like you said, they connect it with any other genre. Plus, they have such a variety in itself. Like, you have zombies, you got werewolves, you got the paranormal, you got possession films. Just, like, you can never, ever get bored with the genre. Plus, it's the only one that would actually follow you for hours after you watch it. Like, after you watch a comedy, like, you don't just, like, stand there laughing, like, throughout the whole night after you watch it. But if you watch a scary movie, like, that fear stays with you for a while. Like, it has that effect on people.
Okay.
Okay.
That's completely true. You're absolutely right. It's one of the few forms of film that can just elicit the rawest of emotion.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Yeah. It's a good point.
All right, so how did you guys get into the genre?
I'm sorry, I brought some pre-Halloween candy. I didn't bring enough for everybody. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I just
my
had,
whole
like...
family was always into horror. Like, I'm sure that, well, my sister, like, she got into it by watching, like, Nightmare on Elm Street. And I don't remember that being my first movie, but it probably was. Because she, like, went to school and, like, she would sing 1, 2, Freddy's Coming for You to, like, little kids, and, like, she'd get in trouble and go stand in the corner. But my first movie that I remember seeing is Child's Play 3 when I was 3. So my parents took me to go see it in the theater. So I guess we'll get into that later when we discuss Child's Play 3. So that's, pretty much my family. Obviously, they took a 3-year-old to go see a fucking killer doll movie, so...
That's okay. My cousins let me watch Bride of Chucky when I was like 4 or so.
There we go.
All right, Charlie, how'd you get into horror?
It started with like things like King Kong, and stuff like that. And then my sister let me watch Night of the Creeps, which like fucking terrified me at the time. Watching it now, it's like ridiculous. It's not even scary, but I remember watching it through my fingers and like being terrified. And my brother used to like terrorize me with like Freddy. I used to have nightmares like all the time because of that. And then my sister used to let me watch Monster Vision with her.
Oh, so good.
Right, and that's where I first saw things like Return of the Living Dead and Phantasm 2, things like that. And then it just really grew from there. Like was in school and I saw Scream for the first time, which is amazing. I agree with everybody on that one.
Hell yeah.
And Scream 3 was actually my first horror movie in theaters. So
I'm sorry.
I really like the third one.
So do
Now,
I.
if you want to talk about the one I hate the fourth one. It should not exist.
Really?
Oh, the
Yes.
third one should not exist. But however, I've come. Well, all right. We'll save this for another time.
Hell yeah, we'll just discuss all the Scream films. Their very own
Yeah,
episode.
You have no idea the passion that lies between me and Scream. I have a tattoo of it.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, on my foot. I posted it yesterday.
Okay, Chris, how'd you get into the genre?
Me, okay. A long time ago, I was a little kid, and the bigger kids were in the basement at my friend's house across the street from where I was growing up. Me and my friend, my my brother was there with this kid's brother, and we kind of started sneaking down the stairs, and we're like, oh, we gotta catch a glimpse of what's going on. They're watching the original Poltergeist, and just as we made it to the bottom of the stairs, it happened to be, of all the scenes it could have been, it happened to be the scene where the guy was in the bathroom and he was staring at his face, and then he just starts staring. And we were like 8, 9 years old maybe, and he just starts, and his pieces of his face are falling off into the sink, and we were like, nope, right back upstairs. And then for a while it was like, okay, holy shit, none of that. Nope, I'm good. But my dad was always into like horror movies and Halloween and all that, to the point where, like, when we were little kids, like 10 years old, he would go to theatrical movie makeup places and buy like foam latex makeup and build like full on, spend 3 hours on each of his kids and build, like, with bald caps, full mini dead on Freddy mask or like makeup. And he was the one who brought me to this really old, I'm dating myself, but it was basically, he showed me the Thriller video, and I was freaking the fuck out. I was like, this is too much. This is way too heavy. And he's like, no, sit down and watch it. Made me watch the whole thing, watching through my fingers. And then it was I don't know if it was a special on TV, but it had the making of all the makeup and the choreography and basically how they did all the makeup for the music video. And then after that, it was like a light. It was like, bam. That was it. That was my entire life. After that, from that moment on, I remember he used to work in downtown Montreal, where I've been living for the last 15, 16 years now. And I still see the place where you'd walk up this narrow stairway and it was full of magazines. And he would have me rummage around through these bins and pull out old Fangoria magazines. And then eventually he bought me my first subscription to Fangoria. And it was it. I was completely obsessed. When, like, other kids were getting like pictures of like Lamborghinis, like posters on their wall and whatever, I was getting like full on Freddy Krueger posters, bringing my friends over, scaring the shit out of them, taking them to like the local video store and like just perusing the back of like the VHS boxes and stuff, and trying to figure out, like, trying to scare each other into seeing which one we're eventually going to have the balls to like rent, because of course these guys would rent to anybody. So that's where it all started, and I never looked back. I don't even know how many movies I've seen. It's crazy. Yeah.
So I didn't get into the genre till I was like 12 or so. Like, before then, I used to be a big wuss. The littlest thing would scare me. Like, okay, so Scary Movie 3, I saw that in theaters. That freaked me out. Like, I was so scared of, like, parody Samara. And then when I finally watched The Ring, I couldn't even get past the first scene. Like, I had to turn it off because I was just too frightened. And when I first watched Scream, I couldn't get past the first scene. It freaked me out. Like, but, yeah, just like a little over time, I started to really just like get into it. Like, I used to read Goosebumps all the time when I was in school, and but I would never watch Goosebumps because Night of the Living Dummy, like, that was no. Actually, my biggest fear of all was Chucky, which I think is hilarious because, like, my brother used to have a Seed of Chucky poster in his room. Of all the Child's Play movies, he had Seed of Chucky in his room. And I would not go near it. Like, just looking at Chucky, like, frightened me. Because the only scene I ever saw was the scene where the mother, like, turns Chucky over to check if he has batteries. And then he whips his head around and says, "Hi, I'm Chucky, want to play?" And that just freaked me out. I was like, hell no, I'm not watching this. But, yeah, a little over time, my friends and my family just started, like, introducing me to these movies. Just, like, I watched Sweeney Todd with my friend, and she introduced me to Cabin Fever. And I actually grew up with Lost Boys and Monster Squad, just, like, recorded on the same VHS tape. And nice. I still have that tape, actually. And it's a keepsake. It's family. All right. And so, yeah, just over time. And then my aunt and uncle, Chris, cover your ears, introduced me to Rob Zombie by showing me The Devil's Rejects. So that's when I started to really like his films.
Not the worst introduction if you had to go start somewhere to Rob Zombie.
Well,
I have
yeah,
to
that's
admit.
his best film of all of his films. All his films are awesome, but yeah, that's the best one.
That's pushing me.
Okay, I'm not gonna bring him up anymore. I'm just saying, like, that's where I first like really
Yeah, that's
started
an
to get
episode
into like
in and of itself.
just started to get into like the gritty horror films. Now I have over 200 films in my collection, and just yeah, that's how I got started.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a lame ending to my story, but there we go. All right, so shall we move on to Child's Play?
Do it. So awkward.
So enthusiastic.
I know.
Okay, so the Child's Play franchise started in 1988, way before my time. And like I said before, he was my biggest fear, and I didn't watch any of his films.
Was it all the way 88? Jesus.
Yeah, it was 1988. And
I
Bride of
was
Chucky
one.
came out exactly
I
10
was
years
2.
later.
I was 1 year.
I was negative something.
You weren't even a thought.
I was not even a thought yet.
I was 9.
You old
Really?
bastard.
Depressed. I was 9.
I was 9.
Okay, so what do you guys think of the franchise as a whole?
I love it. I love it all. I love it. I love how different they all are. I love how like they completely took like completely different avenues, chances. It continues to surprise me. And the latest one, Lacy, I don't think you liked it very much.
We'll get into it when we get there.
Yeah, we'll start at the beginning, I guess. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the first one was groundbreaking.
Maybe the evolution as we go on, maybe I'll have more appreciation for what they did as we discuss it. Who knows?
Yeah, well, to see
But
if you
I'm a
can
little
change your
hard
mind.
to doubt it. But who knows? But no, like, okay. There were so many like epic scenes in the first Chucky movie. Like, oh my god, like, okay, so I miss like the 80s, like in general, like the epitome is like Chris Sarandon, you know, going into that toy store chasing Brad Dourif. I don't know if I'm saying his fucking name right now, but yeah,
I think
Brad,
you are, yeah.
And like chasing him in, and he's got that red scarf, and like, you know, he's been shot, and he's like, the next thing that he sees is a good guy doll, and it's just like the epitome of like the 80s, like the feel, the essence, like it just takes you there. Like, I love it. Great opening scene. Like, because you don't know what's actually going to happen. Like, at that point, like, when you're watching it, you're like, is this doll really going to come to life? Like, how is this possible? Like, that's the start of Chucky.
They apparently, like, went through, like, a bunch of rewrites for it in the beginning. Like, it was originally supposed to, like, be called, like, Blood Brothers or something like that, where Andy brings the doll to life by cutting his finger and then just, like, transferring it to the doll. And then having the doll come to life that way. But, yeah, just a little fun fact.
Yeah, I remember. and it was Charles Lee Ray, right? So that's like an amalgamation of 3.
Yeah, 3. I think it was Charles Manson, Lee Harvey Oswald, and somebody else.
Yeah. Who
Whatever.
would be?
We'll figure that out.
James Earl Ray.
James Earl Ray, that's was it. Yeah, good job.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
One of my favorite lines from, like, well, he has like so many epic lines in that movie, but like before he even talks, and it's little Annie Barkley, and he's like, well, Chucky told me to say it or whatever, and they're like, what'd Chucky tell you to say? And he was like, that Aunt Maggie was a real bitch and got
what she deserved. I love that line.
I mean, that's when it takes you, like, okay, they're not fucking around. They have a little boy drop in the B-bomb, you know?
He apparently got the part because he didn't want to say the B word, so he was acting like he didn't know what the line was. And then when he confessed to the director was like, oh yeah, you're definitely in. You got that part. Because you fooled me.
Yeah, no, and he was, like, cutest little shit, too. Like, Alex Vincent, he's like still the cutest little boy to be in a psychopathic movie.
No doubt. Yeah.
Like a part of me wishes that he had like turned into a serial killer in the show in the movies, but at the same time he can't.
Well, in Cult of Chucky, he was kind of like
sadistic
when it comes to the decapitated Chucky doll, just like really fucking with it.
But they could have done so much more with. We'll get there.
We'll get there. Trust me, I have a lot to say about Cult of Chucky.
Oh boy.
But okay, so
Chucky comes to life.
Yes, Chucky comes to life.
Through voodoo.
I can't wait to edit out all these pauses.
Chucky comes to life through voodoo because that's what a serial killer does. He learns voodoo. I think he had actually. I have to remember. I should have done more homework on this, but yeah. They even had like a whole backstory of why he did know voodoo,
well,
and he's like hanging out.
Didn't that one dude that he went and killed, didn't John teach him voodoo?
Well, yeah, he did.
But how did he start like rolling with like the voodoo guy? Like,
how did he start rolling?
I don't know. Maybe they met in a bar or something.
Well, he was the Lakeshore Strangler.
But apparently, John didn't know what he was doing with the voodoo, like just using it for evil instead of good. Like, that's not what he intended when he taught him voodoo.
Is there really good way?
You're gonna teach like a serial killer voodoo. And you're like, don't use it for bad though. Come on.
Well, I don't know. That's what they said in the movie.
I know, but
you took advantage of everything I taught you.
Yeah. Although the '80s kind of like
they're very off kilter.
Yeah, throw some voodoo in there. Yeah, the kids love voodoo. And they were like, yeah. 80s. Put a little doll, everything's going to be great. It's fucking awesome. We're lucky we got as a cohesive story as we did, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it did become pretty cohesive as it went along. Like, well, and then, like, when she goes back to the peddler, like, and he, like, fucking tries to rape her, like...
Because 80s again.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, you got a lot to offer. And then, like, Chris Sarandon, who didn't believe her, like, before, gets there in the nick of time.
Yeah, how'd he find her, by the way? That's what they pointed out. How the hell did he find her there? Like,
and he had just crashed his car because Chucky had just attacked him, so now he magically believes her, so now he goes back to the alley. But had Chucky not attacked her, the bitch would have been raped.
Yeah.
You should probably edit that out.
So Chuck saved her?
Yeah, like he wouldn't have been, because he was like, you shouldn't go there alone, and then like he's just driving home or whatever. And
wait, no. See, that happened. Chucky didn't attack him till after he saved her from the hobo.
Yeah, I was gonna say it.
Okay, Vince wrong?
Yes. Shit. But no, like...
Movie's fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, edit the shit out of it.
I'll probably have to.
This feels very uncohesive.
Okay, so what would you say was your favorite death in the first Child's Play?
Probably Aunt Maggie.
Definitely Aunt Maggie. Like, the fact that she was hit in the face and then just, like, sort of runs across the kitchen and then flies out the window, I think that's hilarious.
Doll.
Huh?
A 2-pound doll has enough power to hit her with a toy hammer to knock her out of a fucking 30-story building window.
That's the power of voodoo.
I was just gonna say.
Voodoo, running from a magic. It's the reference.
Like, but how does Chucky have, like, all this extra strength, though? Like, besides the voodoo? Like, it makes no sense.
It's voodoo strength.
Well, how does how does a doll grip something?
How does a guy transfer his body into a doll? I think we're overthinking this.
The logic is
You're
it's the fucking...
Again, it was the 80s. It's just
I don't know.
He flailed his leg around a lot. That's how. He got that extra, like, momentum.
Well, and how, like, okay, like, would you believe a little boy if he was telling you a killer doll was coming to life?
Dude, I would hide under my bed first and get him, like, safety later.
Like,
what's that?
Psych ward, though?
What?
Put him in a psych ward. That's what they tried to do.
If some little kid comes up to me and says my doll is talking to me, I'm gonna be like, yo, that's some scary shit. I'm gonna.
I don't know.
It's
It's one thing for the kid to say that the doll was alive, but it's another thing that he's at like 2 different crime scenes and then tries to blame the crime scenes on the doll. Like that's a different story.
It's even fair to like discuss this because now after seeing the Chucky movies, we're like, yeah, that should make sense because we have a reference point now. So yeah, I guess back then, yeah, but if he's at a bunch of crime scenes, you're gonna think that the kid's doing it somehow. But then you're gonna be like, how's a little kid killing all these people? I don't know.
Like, do you think that, like, because it took a really long time for them to reveal, Chucky coming to life in the first one. Like, a really long time. Like, I was watching it, like, not too long ago. And I remember I'm like, when the fuck does Chucky come to life, And so, had I been, like, older when I seen the film, I probably would have thought, is the little boy really doing it? Like, so it does have some type of psychological play, like, back in the 80s. So it is groundbreaking. Yeah,
I mean, they're going not so much like the whole Jaws thing where you don't show the monster, but in a sense, like they aren't because he's not actually fully come to life. But I don't know if they showed it. You might have just spoiled Jaws for me. Well, no, come on, everybody already knows that. I mean, it's the whole. You're right. Am I gonna lose my movie buff card? No, it's just. I mean, it's common knowledge. Charlie's like maybe a little bit like.
I don't know because like. I got so much shit a while back from all the pop horror people because I haven't seen any Hitchcock.
Yeah.
Look,
my friend
Hitchcock is more like thriller than horror. I'm probably gonna catch a bunch of shit now for that, but he is. I mean, except for Psycho, still it's thriller. But to be Hitchcock's best movies were not horror. Fan. I'm not a huge Spielberg fan, like at all. So
understandable. Like Jaws isn't one of those films where you have to watch it, and just like I haven't seen it in like a really long time, and like I posted a while back on Facebook that I actually like The Shallows more than I like Jaws, and I got a lot of shit for that.
From me, yeah. I totally like. I was like handing out pitchforks and torches, and I was like, "Here's Karli." Let's go.
So, like, when people say that they haven't even seen Jaws, it, like, doesn't even faze me. Like, you don't have to watch it.
No, but you really should.
I'm eventually going to. It just looks like it's really fucking boring.
It's amazing.
I don't know. I prefer all the sequels. His head just exploded. Like, what the fuck?
I haven't seen any of the sequels.
Some of the most unnecessary scenes put to film in ever.
It's like, oh, we're fighting a giant shark. Let's ram a boat into it. That's gonna kill it.
No, they didn't ram the boat into. I'm not gonna. You know what? I'm gonna before.
Jaws the Revenge.
Yeah.
Totally.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Jaws.
No, the sequels.
Yeah. Well, I don't have much to say about the sequels except for what the fuck. First of all, why is he damaged when it's a completely different shark in the second one and he's angry? It's fucking crazy.
This is what happens when you switch writers for the sequels.
This is what happens when you get off topic on Chucky.
No, that was my segue to going back to Chucky, because like the whole Child's Play franchise, like the stories change so much throughout.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't believe that they're all written by one person. Like it amazes me.
Yeah,
which is pretty impressive in and of itself. I mean, what other franchise has the same writer for 7 films?
Was it? Is this Chucky? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because first 6.
Yes, it's 7. Sorry.
What about did Phantasm jumped around with writers? Did they? That's for some reason that's making.
Well,
that was the only one I could
the
think.
Screams had.
The Scream franchise. They changed it on the 3rd film, but
no,
Kevin.
He still was a part of writing it though.
Was he?
They just added it.
Producer.
Who turned it into? Never mind. Anyways.
Okay, so Child's Play 2. What'd you guys think of that one?
Probably my favorite in the franchise.
Really?
Yeah.
I definitely do think it's one of the better films in the franchise.
It's definitely one of the better endings.
Well, the thing that pisses me off though about Child's Play 2 is the fact that they put his fucking mother in a psych ward
I don't know, maybe Catherine didn't want to come back.
Well, I mean, I guess she wanted to go do religious shit with, like, fucking Seventh Heaven, which, you know, whatever, to each their own. I mean, look what happened to her husband in that. But,
oh my gosh.
I mean, seriously, like, if you want to get morally, like, compassed and not do horror films ever fucking again, like, let's all go work with that dude. Cool.
Might as well work with Victor Salva.
Okay, no. We're not talking about him. No. No. Let's stay on topic right now.
That's a shit show now. Yeah.
No. Okay, so Chris Sarandon didn't return. Catherine didn't return.
That was bullshit too.
Yeah, their story was just like, the cops just decided to play along, say that they made the whole thing up, just like, didn't believe the boy, like... Okay, so that's it for them then? Like, they're not going to be even a part of this because they know the truth? Like...
I do love the foster home aspect of it. Because, I mean, who wouldn't want little Andy Barkley as their fucking son? Again, he's fucking adorable.
But he also brings a fucking killer doll with him everywhere he goes.
Well, he didn't think it was going to be there, though. I would have taken the little bastard in. I don't even want kids.
Oh, man. Okay.
Seriously. Little Alex Vincent was I'm sorry, he was cuter than fucking Gage from Pet Sematary.
That was a freaky little kid, and he wasn't cute at all.
What?
Yeah. No, Miko Hughes now in real life is a fucking stud.
Oh my gosh, yes. Have you seen what he looks like? Oh my gosh.
Him. I have a picture with him. Hello.
Oh, you do?
Yes. I kind of lingered at his table for like 20 minutes. Yeah, Miko Hughes. Mm-hmm.
This is going off the rails.
Anyways, but adult Miko Hughes, not little Miko Hughes. Okay?
Little Miko Hughes was kind of annoying, like in shows like Full House. Like, I didn't like him at all. Like, he was just a little brat, like in everything that he was in. So
he was cute in Kindergarten Cop when he's like, boys have a penis, girls have a vagina. Back to Child's Play 2.
Child's Play 2. The foster dad pissed me off. I hated him.
I felt bad for them.
Like, I felt bad for the woman. Because, like, she was really trying hard to make it work, despite everything. The dad just didn't want nothing to do with it.
No, he, like, threw the doll in the trash, like, okay, obviously, you know you're gonna get it next because you just fucking threw Charles Lee Ray away.
Nobody throws him away.
Nobody.
I don't know about 2, but do you know that in part 1, just to jump back for a second, the kid that played like the preacher kid in, was it Children of the Corn?
Oh, are you talking about Isaac?
Yes, Isaac. John Franklin.
Yes.
He played Chucky in all the running parts where it was like the doll.
Was that him?
Yeah.
I know that they used somebody for it, but
he was the kid. It wasn't like a little person. Well, this kid I guess was a little person, but they used him to do all the running around parts. I don't know about part 2, but I know in part 1 it was, which was weird because that's a weird combination to throw together. You do like 6 degrees of Chucky. Sorry, back to part 2.
Okay, so Kyle. What'd you think of Kyle?
Fucking love her.
She's
she's one of my favorite characters.
Yes.
Yeah, I found 2 in general like a little forgettable. People are gonna kill me for that. Yeah.
Next, you're gonna tell me you love Seed too.
What?
Next thing out of his mouth is gonna be, "I love Seed."
Seed was a masterpiece.
Seed. Oh my god,
It was made as a comedy, and it was fucking brilliant.
Made out of shit.
No way.
Yes.
They're discussing.
Oh my god.
They're discussing like quitting murder, and they're doing 12-step
And they have
program.
a transgendered, or they have a what's the name
Split
for
personality, schizophrenic. Is that it?
No, when
Hermaphroditic? No, he was.
hermaphrodite kid.
He wasn't hermaphrodite. He was asexual. He had no part. That's why he was so confused. Plus, Glenn and Glenda is a reference, obviously, to Ed Wood's Glenn or Glenda. It's fucking brilliant.
No,
I don't know. That whole movie was just way too meta.
We just
for
like
me.
skip
That
over
movie
all the
was
other
like-
films. Go straight to Seed
Oh
of Chucky.
my goodness. Seed.
My bad.
Charlie brought
I
it up.
suck at this.
The
It was
seed should have stayed in the sack. Like,
It was
come on.
brilliant. It was fucking hilarious.
That's
took
what
it-
you get when you don't wrap it up, Chucky.
I took it.
But
as
he's
like
all
the
rubber,
fucking-
remember?
Yeah,
Oh
exactly.
man, it's so terrible.
It was amazing. It was so good.
No, like it
I
needs
loved it.
not to exist.
Is it the same director that did Freddy
Right.
vs. Jason? Was it?
No.
Yeah.
Don Mancini directed everything from Bride of Chucky to Cult of Chucky. Like, he started directing. Like, he wrote all of them, but he started directing with Bride.
It was.
I'm pretty
Ronnie
sure
Hu
that's
did.
what it was.
It was
Ronnie,
the.
you did Bride.
Yeah, Ronnie who did do bread.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I thought it.
Okay,
I thought
never
Ronnie
mind.
Hu did Seed.
No, from Seed
Ronnie
on,
Hu
it was
did.
Fancy.
I remember
Right.
now.
Really?
I remember now.
Freddy versus Jason.
Okay.
Freddy vs. Jason was awesome.
Yeah,
that was
it
like-
was complete and total shit. Like it just went off the handrails.
That's why I loved it. It was brilliant.
Oh my god, I would have to be like fucking on acid to enjoy that fucking.
It's like,
movie.
Tiff, don't worry. I got a couple of skeletons in the closet. He opens the door, and all these dead bodies fall. It's fucking brilliant.
Oh
And that little kid, he's like, Daddy, Daddy.
The sad part is, like, when I turned 17, like, because you have to be 17 to see a rated R movie. Like, so obviously, like, the Child's Play franchise is obviously, like, memorable for me, because being the first horror movie I've seen in the theater, Child's Play 3, and as soon as I get to go see Child's Play, or turn 17 to see my first rated R, it's fucking Seed of Chucky. And whoever I was dating at the time, we were the only two people in that fucking theater.
That's hilarious.
And I'm just sitting there like, and like I won't even make out because I'm like so engrossed and because I'm thinking this movie's gonna be something fucking epic.
It was
And it was
amazing.
shit.
So good.
No.
Ironically,
Well, if you watch-
Seed of Chucky was the one that got me over my fear of Chucky. Because I watched it and I was like,
Ironically-
what the hell was I so afraid of all these years?
At least it was good
Ironically,
for
it made
something,
me
I
not wanna
guess.
get lucky.
No, I'd say watch it again. I did. I loved it. I loved it.
Oh, I've seen it a few times. It's so hard to get through though. It really,
So good.
it's the worst.
What?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay, I agree that Seed of Chucky is really, really goofy, but little confession, I do like it more than Child's Play 3.
Oh, I'm biased because I saw Child's Play 3 in the theater.
Well, like, it's been so long since I've actually seen Child's Play 3, but I've watched Seed of Chucky so many times, so yeah.
Okay, the two movies that get the most hate are Seed and Child's Play 3. Do you think that it would have worked better had they brought the real Andy Barclay back instead of casting the dude from Suzy Q?
Absolutely. I hate recasting things. Like, it just, like, completely, like, takes
It
away
breaks
from it.
Yeah. I agree.
Like,
I
But
agree.
there were so many classic moments in Child's Play 3 though. Like, oh my god, when the garbage
When
man
he's-
gets like fucking wasted, it breaks my heart. Like, that's one of those scenes in the movies and I'm just like, but that dude didn't fucking deserve it, Chucky. Like, some of these people were
Yeah.
kill. But this dude, he did not deserve to fucking die. He was just trying to help you, bro. Like, come on. And then you squish him in his own fucking garbage truck. I cried. I was 3. Leave me alone.
He had to go.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
definitely been a while since I've seen that movie. I do not remember that scene at all.
Watch
I
it.
don't remember anything about 3 hardly.
It's like when they wasted. It's like to jump to Rob Zombie. It's like when they wasted what's his name?
Danny Trejo.
Yeah, you're like, come on, man.
Yeah.
He was
But
Yeah,
Rob
it's
Zombie
just-
had an explanation about why he killed off his character. Like, which...
Is it because he's a hack?
It's
Shut up,
supposed to
Chris.
show that they have no soul. It's supposed to show that they really are monsters and they have no soul.
Yeah, and, like, no matter how nice his character was to Michael, like, he still killed him just to prove just how far
Well-
off he is.
If that's the case, then you didn't have to give him a backstory because then he would have been pure evil. And then
Here we
Well,
go. Okay, We're really just like getting off subject here.
No. We're making cross genre comparisons. It's fine. We're just showing our range. Yeah. I like when when you replace the bullets or the blanks with the bullets, or like
I do
the
like
paintballs.
that.
Were they paintballs? Because they were weird. This was like pre-paintball era. This was like they were like fucking bullets of paint. They weren't even like those were like red-tipped actual fucking bullet casings with like that was fucked up. And then he's like, "No, we're gonna put some hollow points or whatever in there and fuck these little kids up." It's crazy. Like they went all out. Like 3 really didn't give a fuck. Like they with the garbage man, everybody, they just fucking wasted people.
It's really an underrated fucking classic movie.
Like the brutality just shot up, and then they just got silly with it afterwards.
Well, like, and then like the dude that like the nerdy fuck that like jumps on the grenade to save everybody.
Right?
I know, I hated that part. I didn't want him to die. I remember that.
Oh,
like in all exactly. In all like fucking horror movies and even previous like Child's Play, like this is some like fucked up graphic shit where you is this a Vietnam movie or is this like they went all out with it? You're like, Jesus Christ, man.
And I also really like the amusement park, like, you know, like where they get trapped in the end. Like that shit was fucking cool. Like, why do people hate this movie?
I know, and I saw it in the theater. I fucking loved it. That's why I skipped 2 in my brain. I go right to 3. I'm just like, oh, yeah, 2.
Okay, I'll tell you why I haven't seen Child's Play 3 in a long time. Is because the disc that I have that has Child's Play 2 and 3 on the side is completely fucking scratched. Like, when I got it from Walmart, it just came really messed up. So, and I haven't gotten new copies since then. Because it just pissed me off. So, that's why I haven't seen Child's Play 3 in a long time. And I just recently watched Child's Play 2 on demand. That's why I remember it more. So.
Yeah, I'm going to have to give 2 a rewatch. I've seen 1 recently. 3 a little while ago. See to check it a couple of weeks ago, I think. Fantastic. But yeah, I got to give 2 a rewatch.
Yeah. It's like one of my favorite like horror film sequels of all time. Just like Child's Play 2. I love it. Alright, so moving on to Bride of Chucky. Just 10 years after the first one. Introduction of Jennifer.
Oh, fuck, yeah.
Tiffany, I mean.
Tiffany.
Her real name is Jennifer.
Jennifer Tilly. I'll fucking watch anything with Jennifer Tilly twice. I love Jennifer Tilly.
So, yeah. Bride of Chucky was technically the first Child's Play film I ever watched, because my cousins let me watch it when I was 4, but I don't even remember it, so. Just like.
Yeah, I think it was the first one I watched.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was 2 when that movie was released.
I don't know, like.
That one just didn't have like the same feel as like the first 3, like at all.
Because the director had never seen a Child's Play movie.
Like it was just like
Ronnie Yu didn't he like never see a Nightmare or Jason film either when he did Freddy vs. Jason?
Yeah, but that at least they knew what they were getting into. In Bride of Chucky, like Freddy vs. Jason, they were just like, yeah, this guy's gonna be great, and he's like, I don't even like these movies. I've never even seen them, and we're gonna do something completely different. And then the people that were involved with like writing it were like, what are you doing? No, we have like a dark movie written, and then they camped it out. Although I liked what he did with the red color, like the red atmosphere color for Freddy and the blue kind of color temperature for Jason.
I know what you're talking
perfect,
about.
like split down the middle. Like once you're in the Jason scenes or the Friday scenes, everything is basically shot and atmospheric music, like it's Friday the 13th, and it's completely the opposite, seamless when it's. But again, from what I understood, it was supposed to be way darker and way less campy. But also, for Bride of Chucky, they actually wanted his different take for that movie. So like they were, okay, do what you did with Versus with Bride of Chucky. as opposed to everybody on Versus being like, "What the fuck's happening? Stop." That's how I heard it. But yeah, that's why it just feels nothing like a Nightmare Child's Play movie, especially after 3, right?
Yeah.
Well, there was John Ritter, rest in peace, in Bride, at least.
Yeah, and freaking Katherine
I don't know.
Heigl was in it. Dear God.
Right?
The only
She
good
like
thing
ruins
she ever
everything that she touches.
She trashes pretty much everything that she's fucking been in, and that's why her career is just down. Like, I don't feel sorry for her one bit. She fucking trashed Knocked Up. How do you trash that movie?
did. Like claiming that the women weren't funny. It was like, really?
Yeah.
No.
And
Then she waits till years later to like change her quote that she said. She was like, "No, what I meant to say was the way I portrayed the character was boring and just like, like
Too late, too little.
Who else
way
was
too
happy
late."
that she was the first kill in Valentine?
I haven't seen that one, but I did see
What?
her death scene.
Okay.
She is the first kill in Valentine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I watched it last Valentine's Day. I gotta have to rewatch.
She's a morgue student or whatever, like the...
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I really like Bride, though.
Huh.
Like,
Do you think Chucky should have gotten a killing partner?
I like the idea. I think it was fun. I like the film. I really do.
Yeah, 'cause they were kind
Yeah.
of running out of like places to go with that. So like it was
was
either
actually-
he gets like
I think it was the writers, or actually saw just like Bride of Frankenstein, like on the shelf.
yeah.
And that's how they got the idea to make Bride of Chucky. That's why there's like a little clip of Bride of Frankenstein in the movie.
Right,
'Cause
but
that
they
was-
were kind of running out of places to go either way. It was either that or space, and I think they just wanted to wait for space.
Okay, so Seed of Chucky, everybody's favorite in the franchise. Let's talk about that some more.
I don't know. I just thought I went into it watching it as a comedy. I knew I was watching it as a comedy, and it just come on, man, it's so good. When he was like, I think that my parents are from Japan, and he's like looks on his thing and he hears the Japanese kind of like flutes. It's so good.
I don't know. Like,
It's so good.
I love Bride and how it's like this fucked up road movie / romance movie. And then they get to like, I don't know, like it ends with the baby and it's all creepy looking and I was like, oh yeah, I can't wait for the sequel. And then Seed came out and it was like this ridiculous meta bullshit.
Because
What,
I
Lacy?
think what. Sorry, go ahead.
Are you guys like speeding up?
No,
Are
Carly,
we
we're just
speeding?
jumping all over the place. Oh, you mean like audio wise?
Yeah. Like it
Nope.
sounds like chipmunks.
Oh, I'm good.
No, definitely. I don't hear that.
I was like,
I thought I always sounded like that.
oh, all right, maybe my medicine's kicking in and I'm high. I don't know.
I don't think they wanted to do a Seed movie, and they were just like, no, look, we got to crank another one out. And he's like, look, I'll only do it if you let me just do whatever the fuck I want. And they were like, yeah, whatever, do it. And he's like, okay, and he did it exactly how the fuck he wanted. He did it tongue in cheek, clearly, and I loved it. I think it worked. It was awesome. It was a great, like, other end of the spectrum to go before kind of like dialing it back into Cult of Chucky. And I'm not even talking about the remake. I'm not even acknowledge it or whatever that was.
What?
No, yeah, wasn't there?
Are you talking about Curse of
Yeah,
Chucky?
see, is that it? Yeah.
I'm not a
Oh,
remake.
don't you dare
it
be
was-
dissing Curse of Chucky. That is one of the best in the franchise. Don't do it.
All right, I'm gonna keep out of that one. I don't even. Not a
What,
fan.
you're allowed to love Seed of Chucky, but I'm not allowed to love Curse of Chucky?
No, I'm saying I'm not gonna comment on it.
At all?
Not really.
Well, you can. You can give your opinion on it.
No, the thing is, wouldn't be fair because I was not of sound mind and sober.
How many times
Mine.
have you seen it?
Once or twice. It was a very blurry night.
You should rewatch.
So I'm gonna have to rewatch it, yeah, because I just didn't like the look. of him
Chucky?
throughout. Yeah,
I get that, yeah.
So it was kind of throwing me off, and I didn't like. I was still like super happy that it was Brad Dourif. I was like, okay, but yeah, that's why I can't really comment on it because I.
Yeah, but then like his face peels away and he still has the stitches and
Yeah.
which I hate.
Yeah, no, that one I'm gonna have to give a rewatch. I should have watched them all before this, but I've been
I almost
insanely
did,
busy.
yeah.
What I loved so much about Cult was that it brought back like every other movie. Like it mentioned every other movie. He was like, first I had the Barclays,
Then the
and
Kincaids.
and the Tillys, and he like went down the list of like everybody, because even his own children, like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, of everybody he traumatized, like, it really, like, brings it full throttle, and then having that Andy Barclay cameo at the end, like,
I
it really...
love that. But it really confused me about the ending, which, like, okay, first you have, like, Jennifer, or Tiffany, taking Chucky back and then sending it to Alice after all that happened. And so he's, like, in the middle of, like, possessing her.
Spoilers, by the way.
I should have done that at the beginning. I'm sorry.
Just record it at the end and then just jump into beginning.
But that's like the segue into Cult, because it explains that.
Yeah, but I was so confused. I was hoping that they would have some sort of explanation in Cult. That's why I really like Cult, because they did explain that in a way that I definitely didn't see coming. Like,
it was definitely for the fans. But it was done. Well, it was done.
It was definitely fucking stupid.
The cameo or Cult of Chucky?
Cult of Chucky. Like, come on. Like, it's on Netflix the same fucking day it's released. Like, it's garbage. Come the fuck on. Like,
wow.
Ugh. It drives me nuts.
It does have its flaws, and, like, I was expecting a bit more from it, but I don't completely hate the film.
The best part is Ghost Lady. You me?
You can see me?
Random to people.
Ghost Lady was awesome.
Yeah,
I'll be back for you later.
Like, multiple Malcolm. Like, I didn't like.
Who?
Yeah.
Multiple Malcolm. I didn't like him.
Yeah, I didn't understand him. He was like, have you ever been with a redhead before? Like, okay.
Did you guys hear the theory about that one?
Tough crowd.
Huh?
Did you guys hear the theory about him?
That he's Glenn?
What? Yeah.
Glenn, yeah.
Like, before Cult of Chucky was released, there was a theory going around that he was Glenn because the actor was actually in Curse of Chucky. And then he's in Cult of Chucky playing this entirely different character, so they thought
was
maybe...
he the cop?
He was the cop, yeah.
Mm.
Chris has no idea what we're talking about.
Oh, I have flashes.
Really?
I have flashes.
What's your favorite Child's Play movie?
Uh,
Are they even really considered Child's Play movies anymore, or are they just now Chucky movies?
I call them either one. Like, it really depends.
Same thing.
Have we dropped the Child's Play in, or are they just now Chucky's? Like, because it hasn't been a Child's Play movie since Child's Play 3. So, are they just now, like, is it like the new evolution of Chucky? That's probably the next, like, evolution of Chucky.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I think it all changed after 3. Because 3 ramped it up full throttle, and it kept the same tone. Then after that, it all kind of went... You're right. It kind of, like, flipped to, like, Chucky. It became... It's like just to, like, jump, like, complete genres, but, like, I think there's a whole thing where the Simpsons, after season 6, is a completely different show. And there's an entire, like, I think it's a fucking 2-hour documentary on it. And it's literally, like... That show ended, and a completely different show started after season 6, and only people that had paid attention to it are aware of it, and they're like, "Am I taking crazy pills?" But you're absolutely right. Like, Child's Play ended, Chucky started, and it's like, wait a minute, everybody thinks or feels like it's the same movie, but it's really not. Like, one franchise ended, another. That's a really interesting point you brought up. But you're absolutely right, and You just blew my fucking mind.
Welcome. That's what I'm here for.
Oh, wow.
Now you're gonna be like thinking about that one for a while.
Yeah, that's really baked my noodle. Jeez.
One thing I really didn't like about Cult of Chucky is that, like, they advertised that Jennifer was coming back, that Alex was coming back, and, like, it was going to be, like, this epic showdown, which I was expecting, but no, they barely did anything with their characters. Like,
It's true, they just made, like, extended cameos.
Exactly.
I don't know. I kind of feel like maybe the script was like double that length, and
Probably,
like they
they
just
probably cut a
decided.
lot.
Yes.
It feels like they cut it into 2 movies because it really feels like once the story starts to get going, it ends.
Yeah, but like, I feel like, are they setting it up? Like, do you think Brad Dourif will be back, or do you think it's just gonna be Fiona now?
That's a good question. Well, they're still, like, Chucky dolls, like, still
But
possessed there.
are they passing the torch to her?
No,
Ooh,
look,
I don't know.
that's like that's your third transition, and the franchise will not survive.
Like, they're gonna put her in like a fucking regular doll, like a female doll or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I would like for them to have Andy figure out a way to get Chucky out of her, but yet her
That sounded so wrong. That sounds
Did
so
it
wrong.
sound?
You know what I meant.
Yeah, fucking Andy's plan, just send the doll to the asylum, like, get yourself locked up, and then try to get that gun that you hid inside the doll, and then he wastes all the bullets on that one doll and gets his ass locked up again. Like, that was
And
such a stupid
somebody
plan.
that had run into that fucking doll like so many times would have a better plan.
Did you guys like the concept of having the multiple dolls?
I do. I think it was definitely, like, first of all, it explains, like, the multiple endings in Curse of Chucky, and I like that they're taking, like, a very different direction with it, and I can't wait to see what they come up with next.
Like, my favorite, though, had to be, like, the military haircut one. Like, because it
Look
was,
at
like,
my hair!
three. Okay, yeah, you win. Like,
Yeah.
but, like, it was honestly like a throwback to part 3, and I liked that. So.
Yeah.
And Fiona did kill it at the end there. She did.
Oh, I love Nika. Like, I loved her character in Curse and in Cult. Like,
No, she annoyed the fuck out of me in this one. Like, the whole time I was looking at her, I was like, God, she looks like her dad. She looks like her dad. And then at the end, oh, she is her dad. Like, the red scarf. Back to the red scarf from the very first movie. Like, those are the only things that I liked about the movie. The rest of it fucking sucked dick.
I don't know. I really like the kills in,
Yeah, I like the kills too.
especially like the skylight.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Loved it.
Oh, it's so brutal.
I thought the transitioning was terrible. Like, and the creepy, like, therapist doctor.
What
Like,
was the budget?
with the red
What was
fucking
the budget
shoes?
on this? Like, come on.
What was with the red shoes?
I don't know. It's just weird.
Like, what did those have to do with anything?
Wow.
Anything. I've never seen red shoes in a fucking Chucky movie. Aside from, like, they were red heels. I don't understand them.
Guess just wanted to show how much of a creeper he was, that he's buying his patient's shoes. And she can't even walk
Yeah.
in them.
Yeah.
Oh, it was terrible. Oh, so many cheesy parts in that movie that make no sense to me.
So, do you think we'll ever see Glenda in the future? Like, in any future Chucky movie?
I
They're gonna-
fucking don't
yeah.
know.
I fucking hope not.
Definitely. The more people hope not, they're definitely going to do it. Because as much as people hope not, there's all these people that want to see it, whatever, he, she, whatever. But I don't, like, understand also how he would hop back, because they separated him out into, like
Well,
Yeah.
a
okay,
little
but
boy and a little girl.
it never did fully explain at the end of Seed when, like, the kids are, like, they put the soul of Glenda into 2 twins. It never fucking explains this.
Well, she was
Bring 'em back. They're gonna have
he
to
or she was completely split down the middle, so they
Yeah, it was the two sides of the personality.
So where are they?
one's in the little boy and one's in the little girl.
Yeah, but where are they now?
We don't
It's been
know.
2 weeks later.
Like the
We're gonna
way
have to wait for him to get the special on that.
the way
They know.
Don explained it, like he said that he wanted to bring back the characters in a way that will not piss fans off. So that's going to be a while.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think that Glenn Glenda is like the worst thing about Sita Chucky. Like they don't piss me off.
Method Man?
They don't really piss me
Red
off
Man.
either. I just don't care
Red,
for
was it Method Man or Red Man?
Red Man.
Red Man.
That was fucking terrible.
Oh,
that was
man.
awful.
What
You're
was
gonna
that
be
all
the
about?
Virgin Mary, Jennifer Tilly.
I can't. How are you if you're pregnant?
I got a vasectomy. Just
Like
what the
20
fuck?
minutes later.
First thing I did when I moved to Hollywood. He's fucking eating his food.
Then he gets gutted.
Yeah, why was it steaming? Like I rewound it too. I couldn't figure out.
No, I always thought that was weird. Just
I thought it fell on something, and so I like fucking rewound it. And I was like, no, I didn't miss anything. It's just like, and they're playing it up. I'm like, what the fuck's going on there? All right, it was steaming.
Yeah, it was a steaming pile of cow shit the whole movie.
I was waiting to see how long it'd take you to take that setup and run with it.
Were you?
A little bit, yeah.
okay.
I was waiting for you to finish your thought.
Yeah, no.
That's
I was
painful.
like, that was my pause for you to like pick up what I put down there.
Good. I'm glad that I could pick up
There
what
we
you were putting down there.
Yeah, it worked well.
Not, I don't. Shut it.
Yeah. So what's to come next from the Chucky / Child's Play?
Predictions?
But yeah, fuck. Oh,
Well,
God.
they brought Kyle back at the end, so they
Oh,
gotta
I
put
hope-
her in this.
I hope she comes back for the next one. I hope that's not just a cameo. I hope she comes back. I want her to.
Like, I want to see like an epic showdown of something happening, like with Jennifer fucking Tilly, like in person,
Kyle
like
versus Tiffany.
somebody. Yes,
That would be awesome.
Or it's just gonna go the fucking wonky ass in space, because
It was-
that's what they do.
It was
Well,
funny.
hey,
As long as bring back the fucking turkey baster, I'm good.
Okay, technically there have been survivors in every fucking movie. So what if they just brought back all of the survivors and had a big showdown with all of his cult?
Like the Hunger Games.
Whoa.
So it would be.
It could happen. So in
Yeah,
the
it
first
could
one,
happen.
it would be, Andy and his ma.
And Chris Sarandon, hopefully.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
In the
You know
second one,
he's a bitch.
Kyle. The third one, I can't remember her name, but the girlfriend.
what girlfriend? What?
Andy had a girlfriend in the third one.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, I forgot about that. It's been a while
Oh,
since I've
and-
seen that movie.
And Tyler, the little black boy that he wanted to be the bro.
Jesse and Jade from Bride of Chucky.
Yeah, they lived. Oh, we totally got to talk about in Bride when the dude got hit by the car.
Oh, how like he started like falling apart before the truck even hit him.
Yes. We totally skipped over that.
Wonderful special effects right there.
He was so scared he went to pieces.
Yes.
How great would it be if they somehow got Katherine Heigl to come back just so they could kill?
Oh,
I'm surprised out of
Well,
all the
not all
films.
the survivors can survive.
Yeah, I hope they kill Katherine Heigl's character in the next one.
he would do it just to get some screen time.
Well, she was the worst.
Yeah, she is the worst.
She is like.
People would watch it just to see her get fucking murdered.
I'm surprised that she never even trashed Bride of Chucky. Like, out of all the films that she trashed,
It was her best role.
I still think her best role is Bug Buster. Anybody seen that?
What
No.
one?
It's a direct-to-video creature feature with Randy Quaid as an exterminator.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
this sounds
And there's-
amazing.
It's a killer cockroach movie, and she's the lead.
I did like Roswell.
Holy.
Don't judge me. I'm a girl.
What?
I gotta see Bugbuster now. Randy Quaid and Katherine Heigl.
It sounds
I can't-
like Joe's apartment.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
Joe's
just-
apartment. Oh my
Yeah. Katherine Heigl has a bath scene too.
Oh,
It's
great.
pretty epic.
Well, then I guess we don't need to see it.
I'll be watching it twice.
I freeze framed it.
Oh my gosh.
It's the background on my cell phone.
Wowza.
Men.
Well, thank you, Catherine, for that.
Fucking Catherine.
I'm waiting for comments when this comes out saying that we're sexist pigs.
Hey, she was in a movie called My Father the Hero.
I saw that in theaters. That's how old I am.
I saw it at the drive-in alongside... What movie fucking did I see that with? I think it was... What year did that come out? And then I could tell you. I don't know, I'll get back, but I seen it at the fucking drive-in.
That's probably one of the high points of her career. Yeah, because, I mean, you can't be the worst actor in a movie when you're paired up with Gerard Depardieu.
Oh, God.
That's true.
Oh, God.
She's like, hey, at least I wasn't completely terrible by comparison.
Yeah. But it's
What's that,
still
Max?
not the only actor that I've acted with who's pissed on a plane. Literally not in the bathroom. Cool.
Well, should we end this with, like, our favorite Chucky one-liners?
I don't know. I can't think of any besides, hey, I'm Chucky, wanna play?
Oh, me, it's got to be when he, I can again see it of Chucky, because it was the most recent one I've seen. But when he fucking breaks open the door, a la fucking
okay.
The Shining, and he's like, something, everybody's going to jump on me for this, something like, I don't know what to say here, or something like that. I have nothing to say, or something like that. It was perfect.
I can't
was
think
waiting
of a
for,
thing to say.
That's it. Wow, it shows you how good my memory is these days. Fuck.
If there's one thing I know a lot of, it's horror movie quotes. Like, know them by heart.
Oh, yeah, usually I'm pretty good. It was a long day, and I'm exhausted.
I think one of my favorite is, like, in the first one, when he's in the elevator and he has to play like he's the doll, and there's that old couple, and they get out of the elevator and they look back at him, and she's like, what an ugly doll. And he goes, fuck you.
And Charlie?
It's not a specific line. I just like the whole exchange between him and Andy in the factory and how creepy he is. You know, in the second movie? When he's talking about cutting his arms off and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I fucking love that.
Mrs. Kettlewell.
You've been real bad girl, Mrs. Kettlewell.
I can't look past her from Donnie Darko ever again. Like, every time I see that lady, I think of Donnie.
Right. I totally forgot that was the same person.
Sometimes I doubt your commitment to sparkle motion. Like, I can't ever get her out of my head from that now.
All right, and on that note, we are going to end this right here. Thank you so much for listening, and I don't know what else to say.
Stay tuned next time.
Stay tuned next time. Bye.